Alright guys, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I did to balance my life with the gym while I was working construction. Some of the things that I've implemented and that have helped me build the physique that I currently have. There's a bunch of tips and tricks in this video that are going to help you keep your ass going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. And hopefully this video can help some people to organize their life, and it's going to make you more efficient. I'm all about efficiency, so let's get straight into it and watch to the end for a couple extra bonus tips. All right, guys, so I'm going to break down exactly how I got jacked and lean while working construction. You can see in this photo, it's winter time. I'm inside, but I'm still working outside. You know, long days, rain or shine. 8 hours every single day, full time I was working. I was doing this for 5-6 years, to be honest. These photos were taken in very close time frames, and this was the physique that I was rocking with while working construction. So let's get straight into it, guys. To get your ass to the gym 5-6 days a week while working construction, you need structure, okay? You need to establish your goals and make your routine around those goals. So when I say establish your goals, you want to lose weight? Okay, fine. Or even if you want to bulk up, you need a workout plan, a regimen plan, and this follows into my next point. Make a regimen. You just need to optimize your day for your goals. You know, packing your meals, bringing them to work, just the whole 9 yards of it. And ultimately, you need to work around that schedule effectively and stick to it religiously to see the best results possible. So let me just put it into perspective for you guys so you can understand a little bit better. It didn't make sense for me to do morning cardio before work. I'm waking up at 5 in the morning just to get onto the job site by 6:30. You know, if I got a 30-45 minute drive ahead of me. So it doesn't make sense to wake up at 3 in the morning, go to the gym, go do cardio, come home, I'm all sweaty, shower, eat something. It just doesn't make sense. So why would you try to force it into your routine? You know, like you're already moving around at work. You don't need to do that much cardio. Even if you're trying to lose weight, it's more about your nutrition that's going to get you in shape at that point. Yeah, you could do a little bit of cardio post-workout. That raises another alarm of time, right? There's only a limited amount of time. You guys, including myself, when I was working construction, I was spending, to get paid for 8 hours, I was putting in a 12-hour shift with the drive there, the drive back. It's just how it goes. Intermittent fasting, that actually made sense for me because I wasn't hungry in the mornings, but I'm going to get into that more in depth later on. But a carnivore diet, no, it didn't make sense for me. I've tried it. I needed carbs to give me energy throughout the day. You need a little boost. Carbs don't make you fat at the end of the day. And like other diets, like vegan diets and keto diets, like it just doesn't make sense. So don't force something that doesn't make sense into your routine. And so once you figure out your structure, you establish your goals, you make a plan towards those goals, and you start to execute those goals, there's some more tips that we can follow. We're going to break it down fully. So with the meal prep, you know, in a perfect world, you should be eating different types of meat and carb sources. You should be eating chicken, ground beef, this, that, the next, okay? But that's in a perfect world. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm all about efficiency, okay? So I'm not going to spend my whole night cooking 3 different types of meats for tomorrow: salmon, chicken, rice, potatoes, switch it up. No, I didn't care. I just had lean ground beef, extra lean ground beef, and rice every single fucking day. That's all I ate. Yes, it's boring. Is it repetitive? Yes. I still enjoyed the taste of meat, and I still eat that meal to this day. And I was eating it for years. Yes, I'd still switch it up. I'd have chicken and rice. But whatever I cook at night that day, I'm eating all day long. I had 3 or 4 meals of extra lean ground beef and rice every single day. I'd pack it in my Tupperwares and bring it to work. Already scaled out. I don't need to scale shit out. I don't even need to track the calories because I already scaled it out the night before and it fits my plan. And the reason why I did this is because it's more efficient for me. I only have to cook 1 or 2 things: rice every 3 days and ground beef every single night. I would do all my meal prep the night before. And me doing that unlocked time for me, but I'm going to explain that later on as well. And I always had these meals ready every single day so that I never fell victim to eating some outside food and eating some bullshit Tim Hortons like the rest of the guys I was at work with. You know, they're all out of shape. They eat Tims and shit during break, eating whatever, or they don't eat at all, it blows my mind. But that's besides the point. And like I said, I would cook for an entire day. So when I got home after the gym, it would be like 6 o'clock. I'd eat dinner, and then I'd spend an hour in the kitchen cooking my meals and preparing for the next day. You need to be on top of your shit. Yes, I'd cook every day. Boo fucking who. It's an hour of my day every single day I would dedicate to cooking. And when you do it like that, it's not so bad because I'm only spending 1 hour. Some people cook multiple times a day. Like me now, I cook multiple times a day, but I'm not working construction right now. And I would switch it up on the weekends, you know, if I felt like eating chicken, a little bit of beef, some salmon, a steak, I could have those options on the weekends because I'm not at work, right? It's not an excuse to throw your meal plan down the drain and just eat whatever the fuck you want. All I'm saying is that I would switch up the types of foods I was getting in on the weekend because I had more freedom on the weekends. And the only downside to doing this is, yes, it is repetitive. So if you don't like doing the same thing over and over again, this is going to be hard for you. But I didn't mind it because I'm eating for fuel. I'm not eating for taste. But it wasn't a chore for me because I liked the taste. You know, I cooked my ground beef proper. And it was never an issue for me. I actually looked forward to eating that meal every single day. So after you start doing this meal prep, you got your meal prep down pat, you need a workout routine that is going to help you out and align with your goals. And when to work out is part of your routine, right? So what I would do is as soon as I finished at work, I would pack a change of clothes. I get changed at my car, put on some shorts, a t-shirt. If it was winter, I'd bring a sweater and pants. Wow. And I drive straight to the gym. Luckily enough, my gym was in between work and home, so I would be on my way home. I'd stop at the gym and then go home. It was honestly way more efficient for me to do that. You know why? 2 reasons. The first reason being, for me to drive straight all the way home, there's a lot of traffic, so I was wasting time in traffic. So if I could stop halfway, which was at the gym, I honestly unlock more time because I'm not spending as much time in traffic, because traffic would pick up around the time that I got to the gym. And second, I used to drive home, eat a meal, sit at home for a bit. Sometimes I wouldn't end up going to the gym. If I just drive straight to the gym after work, there's no excuse. I'm at the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm not going to take a nap at home, wake up at 8 o'clock, and then skip the gym. It's the decisions that you make. If I'm forcing myself, I drive to the gym every day, I'm going to go to the gym every day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, and people will be like, oh, I'm tired. I used to sleep in the parking lot of the gym. If I was really tired, I'd take a 20-minute nap, wake up, and go to the gym. Got no excuses. And another thing about my actual workout routine was, yes, in a perfect world, you should hit every muscle twice a week. If you're some type of bodybuilder, I have been training like a bodybuilder. That's how I get my results. But if I had a tweaked back, or if I was sore and it was chest day and my chest is sore, I'm not hitting chest. I would just go by feel. So sometimes I wouldn't be hitting every muscle group twice a week. I would just do a typical bro split: chest, tries, back, buys, shoulders, legs. I'm almost hitting everything once a week. It was like a 10, 12 day cycle for me to do everything twice a week. Which is fine because I'm still getting my ass in the gym. I'm still having long, dedicated, hardcore workouts. So I was still putting on size, and it just worked great for me. And I would only do legs once a week, every Friday, because guys working construction, I was working high rise, I was bombing the stairs, I was getting in 15,000 steps a day, I was probably doing 100 flights of stairs a day just at work. I couldn't really afford to have sore legs at work. I needed to perform. And by following a regimen like this, working out is not going to impede your performance at work, which is super important. But at the end of the day, I would just go by the feel. If I'm sore or injured, I wouldn't risk it. You know, if I pulled my back, I'm not going to go deadlift in the gym, because at the end of the day, working construction is our livelihood. That's how we make money. If you're sore or if you get injured and you're fucked up, you can't pay your bills, right? So you don't want to be making poor judgment and decisions when it comes to that. But with the same token, I would still do lots of volume. I was still in the gym for an hour and a half. You know, if it was chest day, I would still do 4 exercises for chest, 3 for tris, and crank it. Some days I cut it early. Yeah, I'm not going to lie and pretend I'm perfect. But I would typically stick to this workout routine, and it did wonders for me. And this is what I was talking about before. If I was tired and the days I didn't feel like going, I would still go to the gym, take a nap, get in the gym, have a shit workout. But let's say out of 10 shit workouts that I had every month, or every 5 shitty workouts I had every month, even on the shitty workout days, I would still accidentally catch a pump and make progress. And it's the consistency that really helped me out and got me the results that I wanted. I would still do high volume and long workouts like I just said. Typically 4 sets, 4 exercises, or even 5 exercises for a bigger muscle group like your chest or your back or your legs, and even shoulders. But for my arms, I was only doing like 3 exercises, sometimes even 2. Variations of the sets, you know, usually 3-4 working sets at least. And the biggest and most important 2 factors that matter much more than the amount of sets you do, the amount of reps, everything, the first and foremost thing you need to be doing is working out till absolute failure. If you don't, you're not going to grow. You're just being a bitch. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you. It's super fucking important that you're going to absolute failure. Because if you're not pushing yourself in the gym and you're just working out that muscle until it burns, you put the weight down, it's not the first 10 reps that get you growth. It's the last 3 that really make you fucking grow. And if you're quitting at that 10 rep range, that 10 rep mark, you're never going to get the results that you're looking for. You know, there's a reason why so many people go to the gym and they look the same year round and they never make progress. It's for the simple fact that they don't have what it takes inside their mind to go to absolute failure. And that's the problem with a lot of people. And yes, there is a time and a place for working out heavy and fast, lifting heavy weights, pushing, just throwing that weight around. Yeah, it definitely works. But like I said, construction was my livelihood. So while I was going to work, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to put extra strain on my joints and ligaments that I didn't need to. So I stuck to slow and controlled, and it paid off. I was really building that mind to muscle connection, and that's how I put on all the size in the past couple years. That's how I built my fucking physique. Now, after my workout routine, after you get that sorted out, the next thing you need to sort out, the whole reason why I did everything was for my evenings, okay? This is super important, especially if you're trying to have a life. The way that I structure my routine, and I'm all about this, is maximum efficiency, okay? That's why I would go to the gym right after work. I wouldn't waste time coming home, eating, changing. I unlocked 2 hours out of my day by doing that. And because I did things like that and prepping the night before all my meals, I was still able to have the evenings to do whatever I pleased, even after cooking my meals. And by implementing all these little tips and tricks into my day and scheduling my day for maximum efficiency, if I wanted to, I was able to have hobbies. I was able to start a side hustle. I was able to spend time with my friends and family. I was able to get 8 hours of quality sleep every single night. Run errands if I needed food and I got to go to the grocery store. I had time. It gave me freedom to do what I want to do. And that's so important. If you have a side hustle or a hobby that you want to learn, you want to pick up, you want to learn the piano, you could do it at 7 o'clock at night till 9 and go to bed and still get your 8 hours of sleep. You want to go see your girlfriend? No problem. You could go see your girlfriend in the evening. You want to go out with the boys for a beer? No problem. You have time to do these things. If you sacrifice, it comes down to sacrifice. I sacrificed how I felt in the moment to unlock more time in my day. Was I tired? Yes. Did I not feel like doing it every day? Yes. Did I give a fuck how I felt? No. I still went to the gym. I still prepped my meals. It comes down to how bad do you want it. If you really don't want to get in shape that bad, or you don't want to take your physique to the next level, then maybe this video is not for you. But for the people that really are on that grind and that maybe don't want to work construction their whole lives and they want to pick up a side hustle online or do whatever it takes, or it could be as simple as spending time with your family. You know, a lot of construction workers don't get to spend that much time with their family, and they don't want to go to the gym after work because, oh, I'm tired, or, oh, I got to spend time with the wife, or I got to spend time with the kids. If you go to the gym, you could still, if you go to the gym like the way I just described and schedule your routine like this, you still have time for everything you want to do in life. And that's why this routine really changed my life, because I wouldn't be where I am today without following a routine like this, to be quite honest with you. And the weekends. Depending on what you do with your free time on your weekends is going to determine your level of success. You could follow this routine and completely fuck up all your progress on the weekend. If you're binge eating on the weekend, if you think that you could do this routine, follow a meal plan, follow a workout routine, eat that meal plan and workout routine 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, and you could do whatever you want. I worked hard. I could relax on Saturday and Sunday. You are going to throw all your hard work down the drain. Don't even adopt a routine like this, because it's not going to pay off if you're not dialed in 7 days a week. If you go home, or if you're just sitting out on the weekend, binge eating, cheating on your diet, or you're just getting drunk all weekend long, doing drugs, it's so ass backwards, that type of mentality. And that used to be me. Okay, I fell victim to this, and I've talked about it on my story on Instagram. I've talked about it in other videos. I used to do a ton of drugs. I used to drink after work every single day and smoke weed. I wasn't even working out. And even when I was working out and I was living for the weekends, partying on the weekends, and I stopped smoking weed, I was still drinking. That's how I looked in the top photo right here. I look like shit. It looks like I don't even work out. Okay, I got some size on me, but dude, I'm like fucking fat. It's just unacceptable that I was working that hard Monday through Friday to piss it down the drain on the weekends. And it wasn't until I adopted this routine that I started to look like this. Fucking diced, full chest, thick arms, veins everywhere. That's a guy who actually puts in the fucking work 7 days a week. That 2 days, guys, it makes a world of a difference. Look at that shit. And there's 2 types of people in this world. Which one do you want to be? The guy who tries hard most of the time, or trying your absolute best every single fucking day, showing up regardless of how you feel? Working construction, it's a tough job, guys. I've been there. I've done it for fucking 6 years. I know how it is. You already have that dog in you. You already show up every day. You already don't miss days. You already put in that blood, sweat, and tears into a fucking paycheck. You already get bossed around by your boss for fucking 8 hours a day. You're not going to take an extra 2 hours out of that day to benefit yourself. You're not going to give yourself that same work ethic that you're giving your fucking boss for a check. Your health is more valuable than a check. Just remember that. And like I said before, I used to be this type of person, trying 5 days a week, look, that's how it paid off. And when I really fucking dialed in that extra 30% and I gave it my all, that's how I look. And guys, if you follow a routine like this and you give it your best, there's nothing you can't fucking do, okay? And the power of your mind is so strong. Like, a lot of people don't realize it. And setting limiting beliefs for yourself, and I used to think that it was okay, you know, you gotta have a work-life balance. Like, no, it's all bullshit. You could have a work-life balance, but doing a bunch of drugs on the weekend is not a work-life balance. Like, you don't need to be doing drugs and smashing beers all weekend long to have fun. And that's what I've realized. But that's a whole separate topic. I'm going to make more videos like this. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and it helped you out, tap on the like button. Leave a comment. I'm curious. If you adopt this routine and it actually helps you out, I'm going to link my Instagram down below, and I want you to shoot me a message saying how this helped you out. Because I'm curious to see who's listening, who's watching. And it makes me feel good if I'm helping other people, right? And with that being said, guys, I'm going to just end it on one final note. You could do whatever you put your fucking mind to. I don't care if you're 150 pounds overweight and you're watching this video. I don't care if you're 5'10", 130 pounds watching this video. Skinny. You could build that dream physique doing whatever fucking construction job you want. And by working construction, you're at an advantage. You're staying active all day. You're building your metabolism, and you're building your body as it is. You're not scared of being physical, which is a good thing. You know, like a lot of guys who work office jobs might not be open to pushing themselves. And what I've noticed is a lot of construction workers, they have that mentality of working hard, which is good. You just have to learn how to apply it to the gym. And once you could do that in an effective manner, you're going to get great results, and you don't have to sacrifice your whole life to being stuck in the gym. You get the best of both worlds. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to end it there. Have a good night. Have a good day. And that's it. Peace.